I can't get past this woman inadvertently asking these men for money. The problem is that if a man would have said, "Oh, I'll come and give you a massage," what would you have said?
Right.
Was the only answer to give you money?
Yes, because she would say, no, don't
It's
do
weird.
that. I was really just asking for money.
Y'all really be birds. Hello. Welcome on in. Come on in, family. Please take your shoes off before you come and sit on the couch. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. I am joined today by my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner, and you are back on the Mimi Tappan Conner's couch. I know I look a mess today. It's just been a very long week, and I ain't got it. Okay, that's my truth. I'm joined today by my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner. Joe, how was your holiday?
It was great. Everything tastes wonderful. And then we hit the streets with our sisters. Our sister Fatima was in town. We took her out, and that was fun.
We had a time.
It was great,
a good time.
yeah.
We really, really did. I just love when my sisters are around. It's just really so much. You just feel so at home, like they are just everything.
Yeah.
So it's just been it was a really, really good holiday.
Yeah, it really was.
I'm like kind of sad that it's like back to work tomorrow. You know what I mean? So over it, but we made it, I guess. What was your favorite thing that you ate?
Zar made like a pound cake and a carrot cake. It was probably both of those.
Really?
Yeah.
So my favorite thing, see, he know y'all. He's smart because he said something I made. My favorite thing was Joe made sweet potatoes, cornbread, and he put the icing in the cranberries. That was a wonderful bite. I don't think I gave you the feedback that you deserved.
I would do that again and cut it up and make it like a hors d'oeuvre. Put the cranberry on it and make it like.
But maybe we do that for Christmas.
Yeah, I would do that.
You know what I mean? Now we know that we like it. My mom made the like fresh cranberry sauce, and then I made a brown butter cream cheese frosting, and then Joe kind of like he made the cornbread, the sweet potato cornbread, put it all together. It was bomb.
Yeah.
My favorite thing was that bite was like that bite was so perfect, and my mom made this turkey.
Turkey was a bomb too.
And when I tell y'all, we was all like, she want a turkey. She was like, I have to have a turkey. It's Thanksgiving. That's like a non-negotiable. And I was like, all right, fuck it. We're going to go get this turkey. We're going to make it, whatever. When I tell y'all this was the best turkey I've ever had.
Yeah, it was great.
She did not do anything special. She didn't fry it. She didn't do nothing special. She just made a turkey. She didn't use no cheesecloth. She didn't tie up the little limbs. We still eating the turkey. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and it didn't get dry not once.
Yeah.
Joe put it in the microwave for me when we came back from going out. It's so good.
It was amazing.
So good. So yeah. So I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I hope you all had the opportunity to spend some time with your family, your friends, and yell and hoot and holler and talk about controversial things and kiss and love on each other. I hope you all had a good time. So let's talk about some love today. Let's talk about Ready to Love. Detroit, okay? We're going to open this up with, well, first of all, the women are empowered this week, okay? Which I hate saying that line, but that's what they say, so I'm going to say it. The women had the opportunity to get rid of a man, and they are asked or tasked by Uncle Tommy to take them somewhere special near and dear to them at Detroit, which I think is cool, pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it opens up with Dominique actually inviting Christina, Bello, Chris, and Devon to her home for dinner, which I thought was kind of cool. I love when people host. She cooked everything. I thought that was pretty cool. But no, is it weird to me that nobody bought a bottle or a flower or anything?
No, I didn't even realize it until you just said it just now.
Y'all cannot. Yeah, listen. If your mother didn't tell you, your good girlfriend, your cousin, Intisar is going to let you know. Don't show up to nobody's house empty-handed. I don't care if they say don't bring nothing.
Yeah.
Bring something. You know what I mean? It's just a gesture of kindness. You know what I mean? From you. Bring a plant.
Yeah, it's just
Hell.
courtesy. Yeah.
It's just courtesy. It doesn't have to be like something massive. The baby made oxtails. Do y'all know how much oxtails
I
cost?
know. She made everything. She was cooking it up in there. They had like a little Thanksgiving spread themselves.
That's what I'm saying. And ain't Chris a chef?
Well, that's what he said.
He was eating her food down. But they could have gave us more commentary, Chris, about the food.
I mean,
Because he had chef.
sure. Yeah, sure.
So they all come in. Bello gets there last. She kisses Bello in the mouth. What are the thoughts?
I was shocked, but I thought I missed something because I'm like, oh, is this where we left off last? Like, I need to go back and watch the last episode. But then she confirmed that no, that's not where they left off. She just felt like they was in a moment. She was feeling the vibes. He was feeling the vibes, and it just happened. That's cool. Sometimes the best, things from a couple happen like that, just sporadically in the moment. And I appreciate that she was respecting the vibe. Like, he was in her face, she was in her face, and she was like, "This is definitely the vibe right now." But it was so natural.
It did seem natural.
It was so natural that it made me think like I missed something.
Yeah, it did seem natural. But I would argue most things with Dominique feels
That's
natural.
it. Dominique got chemistry with a wall, so
yeah, I
let's
would
think
argue
about it.
that. Now, Bello's top is Dominique and
Christina.
Sorry, Christina. Dominique and Christina. Those are his top two. And unbeknownst to him, they were both there, which obviously can get a bit sticky when you're dating and you get to see how the other person is treating.
But it shouldn't be sticky in a process where you signed up to date 20 people at the same time. Like,
It shouldn't be in theory.
This is not regular everyday life. Would it be weird if you went out on a date with two people you was talking about too in everyday life? Absolutely. Not on Ready to Love where it's 50 men and 50 women, which leads me to why Christina having an attitude about the whole thing was even more weird.
Christina is odd to me.
100%.
I think sometimes we equate beauty with like like Riz and personality, and she just seems like a pretty mean girl to me.
Yeah.
Now she talks to Chris says, you look stunning, whatever the case may be. She said thank you, and she lets us in on her childhood and her upbringing about how she never felt like people always used to call her chubby, and sometimes she still feels like some of that creeping up, like where people used to tease her and deprecate her in some ways. And I want to say that made me want to feel, something for this young woman, but something about her I just can't get with, and I don't know what it is.
It's her personality.
It's just
point blank.
It's almost like sandpaper.
And yeah, in person, we had a conversation about this. For some reason, a lot of people think that personality and looks are one and the same. Because I'm pretty, I'm great, I'm a catch. And it couldn't be farther from the truth. We saw the last, if y'all watched the last season of Love is Blind, the prettiest woman on there was, plain white bread and so boring. She was like watching paint dry. You know what I mean? And her husband, you could tell he felt like it too.
Yeah.
These things are not the same, and we have to stop in a world where you can purchase your pretty so easily now and cheaply. We cannot be putting so much weight on that. Like, well, I'm pretty, so I should get every man that I want to get. I should be treated this way. I should be that. You got to come to the table with something else, because you throw a rock and hit a pretty woman today.
And let's be clear, there was a time where that was the commodity. Like, we have to be honest about that. And I think that she is a beautiful woman, and I think that's by anybody's standards, right? But I don't think that she is a memorable woman.
Right.
I don't think that she is a dynamic, like nothing about her. I don't remember anything about her apart from what I'm about to tell y'all about. She sat up there and talked to Bello and told Bello that she said, I tested 3 grown men.
He failed the test. Okay, Professor.
This bothered me, and I don't know why. Because I am a number one proponent of asking people for what you want. I just am. But I just feel at this age, how old is Christina? 38?
35?
30.
Well, that's what she said.
She's not 35.
She's not 35, but okay.
But cool. At 35, Christina is saying that she asked 3 men. She told 3 men she needed a massage, and one person cashed after. He said, I ain't going. Another person told her he ain't have it, but she said, cool. Another person said, I'll give you half. This is what I'm able to contribute, which is cool. And then Bello didn't respond at all. Now, the person who actually cashed after her was Devon. So, okay, cool. But what?
It's so silly. It's so silly. And I see things like this, and I understand why people say the dating game today is sour. Because in principle, I don't have any problem with you judging somebody on acts of service and how they show up for you.
Yes.
I don't have any problem with that.
Yes.
What I do have a problem with is being 30 plus years old and playing games, sending multiple people the same thing, trying to test who would do what. That's a game to me, especially when something like this is strictly unique to the person. You could be a billionaire and give somebody something and it mean nothing to you, right? If we're talking a percentage pie, right? $100,000 to Jeff Bezos doesn't mean anything to him at all. It's very small, right? But $100,000 to a man who make $250,000, it means more. It means more to him. So for him to give you $100,000 means a lot more to him than it does for somebody who's sitting on Jeff Bezos' tax bracket. So
But
this
she's
is
never
why
dealt
to test people. You sending the same message to the same. Even that is just weird as hell.
And I think honestly, Joe, we don't even have to get to your analogy. It's weird as hell to me that you sent the same text message to 3 men.
100%.
And the truth of the matter is, if it was a man, we would be annoyed
we
by
would
that.
be super annoyed with it, and he would be in the bottom just because of it.
And he would be in the bottom just because he sent 3 women the same creepy ass, I need a massage text.
100%. And
you know how
begging
cheap
about
that
it?
is?
It's super cheap. It's super cheap, and shout out to Dominique for clocking it, because I believe in principle Dominique operates the same way. I just believe she doesn't. I believe she doesn't execute things in a tacky and tasteless way like this. Tacky and tasteless was her words.
And I believe you should ask men for what you want. Don't get me wrong. Like I part of what she did made sense. Like the idea of asking people for things that you want, yes. But this benign task or
silly.
ask of, or not even ask, statement. You didn't even ask for anything.
Right.
You made a statement in hopes that they would do that. That's almost not even a fair test.
It's just childish
Cause
stuff.
it's childish.
It's
Because if you're
childish.
grown, you would. First of all, if I'm keeping it 100, I wouldn't even introduce no massage bullshit, because y'all shouldn't even be at the place where touching on your body or the thought of somebody touching on your body should even be entered into the chat.
Yeah.
Y'all just met. So Neil, you're centering the idea of you being touched in a monetary donation to that.
But this is what the men who claim that, the men who talk, it can be annoying because they talk like they Jeff Bezos because they think everybody after their money. This is the people who they talking about though. Women who they just met last week who was immediately asking them for something, and you don't even know my middle name.
And
this is sour in the dating pool for a lot of women.
Now let's talk. Yes, and let's talk about her reaction to Bello. So she lets Bello know that she lets Bello know. This is what I like about her. She's audacious, because to me, I would be embarrassed to even say these things, right?
Right.
Or even admit them, but she had no problem, and for some reason, I find that to be
because she thought it was
audacious.
a gotcha moment.
She did,
and he was looking like, "Girl, you stupid."
And she is. And 2 things can be true, right? I feel like you sat up there in his grown man face, and he looking at you like, "Well, I got it late." But also, how as a man, as a human, nobody should be tested in that regard.
No.
If you don't communicate what you actually need, hey, can I have, or whatever the case. And I get what she was trying to get at. Will this person take care of me, even if I don't necessarily ask? I kind of get what she was getting at. But the problem is that all of this is premature to me.
Yes.
To your point, do you know these men's birthday?
Right.
We just, and I believe if a man asks you for something, ask him for something. But I don't believe any of these men asked her for nothing.
It's also a false test, because this is not going to give you the results that you're looking for, because you cannot grade these people on the same plane. Devon might have did it because this is what Devon do to every woman that he
But look at
comes
Divine.
across.
Look at Divine.
So what does it mean? What does it mean to Bello in his case if Devon does something that Bello don't do? Like it means it does not indicate the things that you're trying to get it to indicate, because a lot of these things too is an intangible. So you learn these things as you get to know the person. How do they show up for me? Do they take care of me? Do they see me? Like a lot, and this goes back to what we was talking about a couple weeks ago of y'all trying to expedite the process.
Yes, because you trying to make it like, because how she prefaced it was, men care about their money. So if you care about me, then you'll give me money?
Literally. It's so remedial.
Which part of me wants to go with her there, right? And the other part of me is like, correlation is not causation, and causation is not correlation, right? So a man may care about his money, give you money, and not give a fuck about you.
100%.
Does that make sense?
But that's what I'm saying. This all is relative to the person. That's why testing quote unquote testing three people with the same process is going to give you a false result.
That's number one. Number two, are you even really in this process?
Right.
Are you even? That's so much gameplay, but I knew she wasn't. Didn't I clock her in the beginning?
Yeah.
I clocked you in the beginning. You ain't here for love.
Yeah.
Because if you was, you wouldn't even think about doing nothing like that.
No. You'd be trying to get to know the person.
But even if you've ever been in love, right? If you actually had a man take care of you, like in real life, a lot of times I could tell a lot of y'all are speaking from what y'all see on social media and not from anything that you've actually experienced. Because if you actually had a man like take care of you and love you and do all these things, you don't even got to give a test. It's so in you to be that bitch. He's going to come into your life and know that he has to treat you this way.
And that was performative.
It was wildly performative.
It was for the cameras. Like you said, social media, you saw somebody on social media do this. So you said, here's how I'm going to get them.
And it's just silly because you might have tricked yourself out of something.
Yeah.
Who's to say a man could work at McDonald's and give you everything?
1,000%.
And I understand what a lot of people say. I'm not saying go get you a man from McDonald's, girl. Get you the man that you need, who on your level, whatever the case may be. What I'm getting at is that this test is so benign because, okay, he gave it to you today. So what if he gave every bitch that hit his line that?
Right.
Then what? You want a man like that?
Right.
You want somebody who's going to pour into you in all ways. And it's just it really was ugly. And what I didn't like is that she kind of didn't get checked in the moment.
She didn't, but it's going to come back. It's going to blow back on her because
I don't think it's going to happen because
the men are in the power
next week,
in power next week. This is going to come up in the round table. And once those three find out that they all were tested or treated in the same manner, they're going to have a problem with it. She's going to end up in the bottom. It's going to come back to blood. Because they, at this moment, nobody knows but Bella.
Right. Right. It's just weird. And I didn't like it. And I thought it was ugly. And I thought of all the things that you could offer in a relationship whilst getting to know humans. And that's just getting to know humans. And the reason why I say I don't know that I would be asking for things in the beginning because I wouldn't want nobody to ask anything of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because then when he say he like, his dick is hard and what you going to do about it, then what?
Right.
Since men only care about their money and whatever. The whole conversation was stupid as hell.
It was so
But
stupid.
it was so stupid and so juvenile. I almost was like embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, girl, you too cute. But the problem is I was correlating your cuteness with being smart, with being charming, and you are not those things.
No, she's not. And that's why she results
and
to
smart in relationships. She might be brilliant. I don't fucking know.
And that's why she results to these game playing.
Yeah, like you're 35 years old. Yeah. I don't even need to do that at 35 years old. Just ask a man. If I say I need these things, what do you like? I can't. I just cannot. So to me, Bello should be off her, but he won't be because he a man.
He was off her though. He was off her
from that way?
He was off her from after that conversation because he said, I don't know if he said it to the confessional, to the solo camera, but he basically said as much.
So then we head on over to Shannon's home, and Shannon invites everyone over for kind of like a sit down, get together. Everybody comes in. She asked them to bring something special to them to kind of talk about. this to me, she invited Darius. And this to me was really a fun exercise.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And I thought this is how a mature woman gets to know people.
Yes.
It's such a stark difference in how they move. To see how people differ in their dating styles on this show is really interesting to me. It's one of the reasons why I don't mind that it's 1,000 people at first.
Yeah.
Because it is such even in this case, people who are on the same level physically and physical looks, right? Like Shannon and Christina, you know what I mean? Both physically pretty young women, but she moves so different and with purpose that is far and above anything that Christina can probably comprehend. That was just a very good exercise, one for a group as a host to just kind of break the ice.
Yes.
But also it had depth to it. Now I'm getting to know something about you on a really personal level, that I come away from this interaction feeling like we moved the needle in our operation to kind of get to know each other.
Yes. I completely agree. I really love this. The men really everybody really, showed a bit of their personalities and really brought in things from their mother, their childhood, to kind of showcase who they are, how they became who they are. I love Darius saying that his mother was a seamstress and she was really into fashion and really into textiles. And that's how he got into it. And that's why he dresses the way he does and that says a lot.
1,000%. And that a lot of these things will tell you a lot more about how somebody will treat you than you asking them how they're going to treat you.
1,000%.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
You learn these things through action and through insight. Watching people move, seeing how they treat other people, understanding what makes them tick. Anybody is going to show up as their representative in the first week and tell you everything that you want to hear, especially a man.
But what's funny to me, and I clocked this as well, why Donna was like, when Darius was given, she was like, I'm just seeing a different side of Darius. And it really was nice. And I feel like...
Leave me alone, Donna.
And I knew it. Donna, you just like that man.
And that was an immature game that you played.
That was an immature game.
Because all you had to say is, I would have liked a little bit more attention from you when we first met. As a man, that probably would have turned him, hey, okay, my bad. I didn't know you was, you know what I mean?
1,000%, Joe.
And Donna don't really have the riz that like a Christina or a Dominique has.
Christina don't have riz. Christina is just...
So that would have done more for her than this whole like this kitty thing up. I hit you and you should know that I like you for me hitting you.
Yes.
That's kind of how it felt.
Yes. But I'm not going to lie. Something about Donna makes me have a soft spot for her. And I think that she is in some ways rigid, but she's trying to come and put herself in a more vulnerable position and space to find love. And I can appreciate that.
I can see that.
I can completely appreciate that. We don't need you to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody is. And I can see that. I can see that because I do feel that
I feel like she really wants to find somebody to be in love with. And I love that. She sits down and she talks to Xavier. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what Xavier is looking for. But Xavier don't think he doing nothing wrong. Xavier said, no need to give me any notes. I'm not going to take them. I'm doing what I want to do. And if they can't get down with it, then what you want me to do?
Well, Xavier strikes me as simply an older man, older gentleman, I should say. And one thing about them is they are stuck in their ways. It is what it is. I'm showing
he's only 42.
But
so
he's 42 going on 52. You know what I mean?
Very much.
Which is what some of the women said.
Yes,
I think
yes.
Ashley in particular was like, I can't.
He a little too old for me.
I'm still trying to be outside. And he looked like he might bust a hip. So I got that from him as well. I thought it was an accurate, assumption of him. And from their conversation, him and Donna, it did feel like, well, this is you talk to an old my jumper, this is it. They not changing their stripes. They gonna tell you, they gonna go on a roundabout way to tell you, well, this is who I am. So
literally. And be who you are somewhere else. We're bored.
Yeah.
We're bored. Not only are we bored, you ain't giving that no way. Did you give Christina some money? I hope you was the third person.
He wasn't.
He didn't even want to share his drink with Dominique when she said, "Ooh, a pretzel."
He's an adult. He said, "I'm not doing
No,
this."
I ain't like that at all. As a matter of fact, see, that's a test. See, that is a test. All she said,
But
ooh,
did he really not do it?
He slapped her hand away.
And then I thought he eventually gave it to her. No?
Now, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I don't think he did.
I did see him. I thought they was joking
No,
about
but
it.
don't even do that. That's weird.
He's an old head, though. And I think part of it is not understanding the jokes and the, you know what I mean?
He's not an old head.
He's an old soul. He is. That's his personality. That's what Ashley was talking about. He just moves like an old soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, get your old ass up out of here. Because we are, like, are you kidding me? Somebody as fine as Dominique want to take something off your drink. You better feed it to her black ass.
I thought he gave it to her.
Are you kidding me? I just thought, but when I think of a test show, that's what I think of. I don't think of asking men for money because I don't want a motherfucker to ask me for nothing. Because there's going to be time I ask him for money. And I can't get past this woman inadvertently asking these men for money. The problem is that if a man would have said, "Oh, I'll come and give you a massage," what would you have said?
Right.
Was the only answer to give you money?
Yes. Because she would say, "No, don't do
weird.
that. I was really just asking for money."
Y'all really be birds.
Literally. Seriously.
Y'all really be birds and it be burning me out. That's why I really do believe Donna is here, because the conversation with Xavier made me understand, because Donna's an Xavier.
Kind of, yes.
Boring, not really giving much.
Just as rigid, yeah.
Rigid, however, she takes direction well.
Yeah.
So her thing is like, I can understand that I'm not doing everything correctly and maybe I have some room to grow. So I want to hear what these people have to say so I could be better.
Right.
And Xavier said, "Bitch, I am the best. better where? Better what? Better how? Better who?
Yeah.
I am the best." And that's why he was only at one person's thing.
Yeah.
So Ashley and Ed go out. I would talk about Shannon's conversation with Ed, but I don't want Shannon and Ed to get together. That's my truth.
Why?
Ed got kids, Shannon does not. That to me is enough.
Well, Shannon is how old?
35. 33. She don't need to be with no man with multiple children. I don't give a damn if he had one marriage. No.
Everybody on this cast got kids.
Well, she don't need to choose him.
And I think that's going to be the environment. You know what I mean?
Do Devon got kids?
It feels like everybody got kids, man. I feel like honestly the only person that don't is Chris.
And that might be for other reasons, but
don't do.
I'm not going to do him. The point I'm trying to make is I want better for her. I don't know what it is about Ed that I
want her to have Ed because she want Ed, and I like her.
Okay. Ed and Ashley sit down, and Ashley made a mistake. Okay, that I want all you women never ever to make. If you are just newly dating a man and that man is not calling you and initiating conversation, or you really notice a pattern of them not doing it, leave him alone. He don't want you. And you don't have to sit down and talk to him about it. You know what I mean? Because what excuse is going to be good enough for you to understand why he does not initiate conversation with you? What's going to be a good enough excuse?
I don't think there is a good enough excuse. I do think that if you are aloof to this thing and you really like her, it could give you a chance to change your behavior. So now we can see if this is Ed, right?
Yeah.
Now we can see if Ed is really going to show up.
But the problem is that the issue I have with that is she don't have to give no man no chances. She got it going on.
Yeah, but she don't know that.
No, right. But the problem is he should know that, right? But he knows that he don't need to do it. He knows that. He knows that because men do shit with women that they know they could do shit with. And that's it. Full stop. We think they dumb. They are not. They are very smart. They come in, they inquisitive, they see things, they checking us out, they doing it all. If he thought you was a woman that would not even look twice at him if you did not come at her correctly, he would act a certain way, but he know you not. And the way you kind of gave him you showed your hand was by saying, "Well, I need you to contact me more." What? Look at you. Stand up. Like,
yeah,
Andrew introducing him to your child? I thought this dog was your kid.
Oh, Not me. But see, she had me for a minute. I'm like, when did they do that?
Hilarious.
He met her kid. No.
But you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. But I do think it's something to be said, especially in the beginning for people who might just be missing each other. You know what I mean? So I do think like I am interested in seeing what comes of this conversation.
But who has ever in the history of Ready to Love told a person, you need to text me more, you need to call me more, and that turned into a relationship for them?
I don't know.
Somebody bust in and let us know.
I
could be wrong.
I'm sure that there has been conversations where people are like, listen, I'm into you. Are you into me or not? You know what I mean? We see that happen a lot. You know what I mean? Where people have to get on the same page.
Let me tell you something.
In the process where you dating 1,000 people.
If you have to get on the same page, you're not in the same book. Full stop. It does not matter. If you have to get on the same page about how it is you need to communicate with one another in order for y'all to even start a relationship. We're not saying that these are people who are in relationship with one another and they missing each other. They're trying to get into one. So when you telling me you meet a bad bitch and you and this bad bitch exchange phone numbers and your intention is to date this bad bitch and then you just don't contact her, your intention is not to date this bad bitch.
I think a lot of these people be on here fumbling this process.
But that's another part of it, Joe.
It's a lot of people. They dating a lot of people.
And that's a big thing, too.
And for some people, that's not a normal thing to be like juggling multiple women. And we've seen people talk about, and men, we've seen people talk about the difficulty of this process in seasons past, where they said that's really, especially in the beginning, where so many people, that's really at the heart of a lot of their issues, trying to navigate the whole thing. So I get what you're saying, and I'm with you. I'm just saying I try to give a little grace in the beginning because I think more people are missing each other at this point than at any other space.
I'm not giving that kind of grace because Ashley don't wake up and look the way she do to be litigating with a man on why he needs to contact her. She does not do that. That's not why. You literally, like, we have to be, like, we got to be honest. Like, women don't do certain things to make themselves more aesthetically pleasing, so they can have to sit down with a man and explain to the man why he need to contact her and make her a priority. That's not why we do it. And if you have to do that in the midst of you dating and the beginning of you dating, that's a problem. That's a problem.
It's a problem in regular life, but in a show where it's 20 men and 20 women, we've seen it before. That's what I'm saying.
But that's why I asked the question. Have we seen it before? Yes. Of the people we have seen it from, which one of them have come out in a successful relationship with each other?
I think we've seen it so much that it's such a spectrum of where these couples are. Like, it's hard to pinpoint, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's such a broad spectrum of all these people trying to get each other's attention in the beginning and say, oh, you ain't called me, but I called you. We saw the last on Philadelphia. It was a bunch of that shit in the beginning.
Well, we saw Philadelphia was a terrible season. Some great people came from it, but it was a terrible season, and they just let the motherfuckers run amok. Everybody, the productions must have been off. Like on holiday.
They was running amok.
Literally. So let's move on. Devon and Nicole go out and play cricket, which I love, but she never told us why cricket.
She never told us why cricket, but I love that she picked it because it was something different, and it was something that both of them were obviously novice at, which that's cool too, because then y'all kind of let down your walls, and I think it was a cool thing to see them both do something to kind of step out of their comfort zone. And this is how you get to know people. It's stuff like this, like just little stuff like this, little activities, doing different stuff. She didn't have to sit down and interview him. Right. I think so much is learned from these little interactions, you know?
I think so too. And I love that everybody is asking, like, what exactly are you looking for? Now, to take a step back to Ashley and Ed, they ask each other, well, she asked, like, what exactly are you looking for, or what do you like? And she says that she wants to be with somebody who can be themselves.
And what do that even mean? Y'all just be saying nothing, bro. Y'all be wasting y'all breath a lot of times on these dates.
And my problem is, I like Ashley. I like Ashley a lot. And I want her to really have it all. I also want her to shore up her answers just a little bit. Like, sometimes we are getting exposed to anything. Like, we are allowing people into our life who will give us the scraps or anything because we actually don't have a standard for the person that we expect to come into our lives outside of you having a lot of money.
Yes.
Outside of you being able to do, we don't really even understand the values that we want
Right.
in a partner, in a spouse. And I think that comes with time, right? So that's
But
not like a dig. It's just an observation.
And to me, Ashley is a microcosm of such a bigger issue in a dating world where we talked about this too, where people are not looking specifically for things that are unique and relevant to them.
Mm-hmm.
That was a generic answer because a lot of these people live in the generic space in dating.
Because what does that look like
What
for
does
you?
that mean for you? For you.
For you.
What is
and
the
what
man
does
that you're
him being
looking for?
himself
Right.
mean for you?
Everybody, my problem is everybody got the same list, and the list is generic. The list is not unique to any one of you women.
She didn't even give a list. All
She
she
didn't even
said
give a
is,
list.
I want you to be yourself. But being himself could be, cutting off women's feet and sniffing them,
Right.
in the freezer. Or what? Like, being
What does that
himself could be
mean?
laying with corpses at
Right.
night.
What does that
What
mean?
does being himself mean for you?
Y'all so hung up in the generic list that y'all don't even have an answer that's really about you. That's
And
what's
it
sad
really,
about it.
but that's why I took so much issue with her trying to. And I get it. She was giving him the benefit of the doubt, which I do appreciate that about her, by saying, like, why haven't you contacted me? Is there something going on? Are you as into me as I am into you? Whatever. But it's also like, y'all have to have, everybody should have a standard by which we operate. Like, everything you go into has operating guidelines, right? And you should have some as well. And you got to figure out, and they are not generic. You don't go get a
Right.
piece of furniture from IKEA and it's a dresser, and a piece of furniture from Walmart and it's a dresser, and then use the IKEA directions.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So we all have to understand what our standards are for us. What are the directions and instructions to loving us in particular? And a lot of times we aren't giving people the guidebook. We just letting people come and play in our face and then getting mad that they do it, but we don't have a guidebook.
I was just
Y'all,
about to say.
you know what I mean? Like, y'all don't have a code. Y'all don't have nothing
No.
nothing that aligns you, which and centers you and grounds you, that you could offer to someone, and vice versa. And that's how people start playing in your face. You know what I mean?
Yes, because there is no standard by which you operate.
None.
Your list look like everybody else. Oh, he got to have a good job. He got to be 6'1". He got to be tall, dark, and handsome. That's everybody's list. Where do we get to you? When do we get to the unique part? Because your partner, your actual partner, your person, is only your person because they uniquely fit you. That's the only thing that makes them your person, is that they are a unique fit to your puzzle. So when y'all sit here and all these lists sound the same and look the same, it's a red flag on why you're single and not finding anybody.
It's just, we have to start by really deeply, deeply, deeply centering ourselves in everything in our life, especially women. Because I'm a woman, I can speak from their perspective. But I really do believe that everything, when you're writing your list, you have to ask yourself, how does these things benefit me? Okay. Sure. He should have a lot of money. How does what would him having a lot of money, how would it benefit you, right? Because if you write that down and you say he got a lot of money, he need to have a lot of money, but he don't give you no fucking money, how did it benefit you?
Right.
Right? So then you actually don't want a man with a lot of money. You want a generous man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you want a man who wants to take care of his family. Like, it changes what you're asking for. And what I'm getting at is, you got to be clear when you sit across from these people what you're saying, and not necessarily in this case, because obviously Ashley is just on the first date, but more so like, just for y'all to understand, y'all got to be clear, because people will literally sit down and play in your face. And then you be looking at me and calling me and be like, girl, I'm salty and I don't know why. And I'd be like, I can tell you what you did in the first 3 steps that fucked this shit up. Or I could tell you what he said that you should have checked his ass right then and there. You know what I mean? It's like, I just want y'all to get aligned with what you love, what you need to feel comfortable. And I know for certain you'll help take care of someone else outside of that.
When people actually start dating for themselves, it looks different because it causes a lot more friction in their personal lives.
What you mean?
Everybody doesn't agree with your pick, right? Because
Did people disagree with your pick?
Absolutely. And I'm saying that to say the closest people to you.
That's so true. That's so true.
But when you start making decisions that's just for you, it's not a uniform thing that where everybody loves. That's how you want an indicator that you're going in the right direction. Pick a spouse and realize everybody, it's not, because now you're not operating for everybody else. Now you're only operating for yourself.
Yeah.
So now it's not as common and pleasing to everybody else. You know what I mean? And on the onset, because it's like when you are starting a business, everybody doesn't have the same vision. Once it's up and it's popping and it went from Amazon in the garage to Amazon online, now everybody loves it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same here. Everybody loves it now, right? Everybody didn't love it in the beginning. It wasn't I had the vision. They didn't have the vision.
Right. And
You
they
know what I
didn't
mean?
need to have it.
It's not for them to have.
They didn't need to have
I
it.
just
That's
want
real
people to
shit.
date and pick people for themselves.
Same.
And understand going into that it's not going to be everybody's pick, and it don't have to be everybody's pick. It's not for them. You're picking for yourself.
And they ain't picking good.
And they ain't
but they
picking
want to
good.
pick somebody for you.
Yes.
That'd be the wild part.
I know.
Like, how could you, like, you want me to take advice from you?
When you start picking for yourself, it is so refreshing and rewarding. And
addictive.
And it comes and addictive. And it comes with friction, because now you're not living for somebody else or by somebody else's standards. And most people don't like that.
Nicole and Devon had a similar conversation. And I felt like they had a similarly, he just said he wanted somebody kind and smart and funny. It's just like,
Y'all don't be thinking about this at all.
and I would argue maybe it's the question. Maybe it's like, I think maybe we should ask a different question. Like, when you think about what kind of life you want to have with a person, what does the life look like? I think that's a better question.
Yeah.
Then what are you looking for? Because that could tell you more. Like, when you think about the kind of life you want 10 years from now, what does your partner look like?
Which I do think that is a really good question. I just think that it needs to be even more specific, like
Ooh.
just in a way that we was talking about how, like, we be watching American shows, and American shows got to spell everything out. I feel like you have to do that with the American dating scene, right? Like, we have to spoon feed them the question that is going to lead to a personal answer. What are the things that you yourself need from your spouse in order for you to feel whole in your relationship?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, what you need support in, and
What does support look
what
like?
does support look like to you and your passions? We talked about on Married at First Sight. The whole thing about Jalen and Josh, for the people who understood, was really about supporting your spouse and their passions, right? So now we get to know the person at a molecular level of what is your actual passion. That's a unique thing, right? My passion is I'm passionate about a lot of things, but in pertaining to what the world sees is obviously music, right? So what does support look like with my spouse while I am heavily involved in leaning into my passion? My answer is going to pertain holistically to me. Now I can't rely on everybody else's. Well, she got to be cute and she got to cook and it's a lot of cute women that can cook. So now, how does she support you in your work? How does she support you in your hobbies? How do you support her? What does that look like? Like, I feel like we have to literally get down to the nooks and crannies of it, because we will still get a generic answer from, like, well, what do you want in 10 years? They going to say the same shit everybody else saying.
You're so absolutely correct. I don't know. I really like Devin and Nicole. And I'm just liking to see, I honestly just like seeing Nicole out smiling in people's faces.
Because Nicole got it and she doing it right. She's soft, but she
looks good.
But she's sure of herself.
Yes.
And all the men feel like men when they're around her. I could just tell.
And I like that. Ashante is a vegan chef. So for her date, she took everybody to a cooking class, which I thought was pretty cool. So she invites herself, Ashante, obviously, Vince, Carday, Lauren. Yo, it's too many of these mother jumpers.
That's what I'm saying. Even then, we having problems.
Hello. How about that, Joe? Let me give Ed the piece. Let me give him. Let me relax on Mr.
We
Ed.
gotta cut it down because I would be lost too. I'm not a multiple date. I've never been a multiple dater person. I would be fumbling the phone.
Please, I was wonderful at it.
I was not.
I was like, oh, I had like a highlighted calendar, child. He's on Monday, he's on Tuesday, he's on Wednesday, child, please.
But that shit, you're human, so you're gonna trip up at one point.
Oh, and have.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
Be calling people other people's names,
That's
being
what I'm
like, oh wait,
saying.
I thought you like steak.
That's what
you're
I'm
a
saying.
vegan.
The human era is never going to be without
No, you're right.
function in
You're
that
right.
type of situation. I can't wait to cut this list down. I'm trying to figure out everybody's name.
So they all go to a cooking class, and this was a weird cooking class. One, I don't think anybody's into Vince.
Donna in events.
Okay, well,
Because she, in her failed effort, was trying to like flirt with him at the end, and you know what I mean? And
I like Donna.
he picked it up a little bit because he's pretty intuitive, you know what I mean? And I think they have a little connection there because she was basically, I think she took him out to say like, you know, I know you having issues with some other people, but I'm trying to see what's up.
Let's talk about how he got here. Okay, so he's at this cooking class. The woman tells them
Literally.
when they're using the knife to say sharp.
Anytime she said, anytime we pick up the knife, you say sharp. Yes, chef. Like, we get it.
And he followed directions.
He followed directions.
Do y'all find, be for real, is Vince annoying to y'all? Like, bust down and let us know, because I'm just curious. I don't actually know how I feel about Vince.
I don't think Vince is annoying at all, in the slightest. I really cannot. If it's one thing that I split, if this is, I don't know that this is public perception because I got to do a better job of being on the threads while I'm watching this show. I don't know. I'll do better to just kind of get a synopsis of like what everybody is kind of thinking. It would be the biggest split from public opinion that I've had on this show. I don't think that Vince is annoying in the slightest. When Ashley said, I get comedic, I get warm, I get all of that stuff from Vince.
Well, what's her name? Lauren didn't feel the same way. She thought he was being annoying. So,
she hated this man.
Which was weird because I felt like she was also kind of defend him when they went into the circle or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
The vault, the women's vault. I felt like she was kind of like trying to defend him.
She was, because I think she had an affinity for him too.
So him and Ashante sit down and have a conversation about 50-50, which...
And it wasn't even that. This was posed to, it was like a group of 4 of them, I think it was. And they brought that question to the group because we are not evolved enough to have real meaningful conversations as an adult yet. We have to carry the silly Mars versus Venus arguments from social media over into real life and waste our time.
I think it was such an accurate way to set this conversation up. He was asked how he felt about 50-50, or that was the question that was posed. And, you know, how does he feel about taking care of his person? Which are 2 different questions, to be clear.
Yes.
And Ashante felt like he responded like he did. He wanted to go 50-50 with a woman and did not want... Wait a minute.
No, Ashante thought that he didn't want to take care of his woman.
Right.
And that he wanted to go 50-50 with the woman. I don't know how she got that from his answer because I
didn't receive that from his answer.
They played his answer and then he gave his answer again.
Because he's been asked a stupid ass question so many times that he's able to literally verbatim,
word for word,
say exactly what he said before. That's the silliness of that question.
It's exhausting, y'all. Like, let's move on. We have to move on. I don't want to talk about Cheesecake Factory no more. I don't want to talk about 50-50. Let's talk about being adults and adulting. Because also part of that is every relationship looks different.
Every relationship looks different. And what he said made sense.
It did.
He said, listen, if I make $150,000 a year and we're cool with the lifestyle that we have at $150,000 a year,
she don't have to do anything.
She don't have to work. If there is more that she feels like she needs, then she should be more willing to contribute to the household to get us to where that little bit of extra we would need.
And nothing about that was offensive. It's
So
like
many of y'all
wanna
do
be-
not make $150,000 a year.
Listen.
And I'm saying y'all, I'm doing all right, okay? I'm saying y'all. I want to be clear about that because a lot when I'm talking to people about this six-figure thing, just because I know statistics, I know that most people don't make that amount of money.
Zar, it's like the people worrying about the wealth tax. Everybody was worried about the wealth tax. Y'all, if y'all need to look up the definition of what wealth is and realize a lot of you do not have it. Most of you do not have it. The
All of
numbers
it.
say
I would say all of us.
all of you do not have it.
right. Literally.
Arguing,
right.
I mean, they in the comments on Threads, Twitter, TikTok, arguing about the wealth tax. It's not going to affect either one of y'all. None of y'all. This is the same thing.
But it's also like, what exactly are you trying to get at? Are you trying to get at, because y'all be so confused with what y'all saying. Y'all don't want to work, but y'all want to work because can't no man hold y'all down or hold you back. Like, you know what I mean? But
Because you're independent.
and he can't tell you what to do.
Right.
But he better pay all these bills. I'm just so confused. During this conversation with Vincent and Shantae, I didn't mind what he was saying. Like, I felt like he was trying to be clear about his stance because he didn't want it to be misconstrued that he was like some man who didn't want to take care of his woman. But I didn't love the tone that he used to get that point across. What are your thoughts?
I just think it's so much overblown about this whole conversation. I don't think that in the moment when they did the rewind and the playback, it didn't seem argumentative to me then. It didn't seem argumentative to me in the moment. After she brought it up again, I think he sounded annoyed a little bit to me because he was answering this stupid ass question again. And I think maybe part of my grace is I'm annoyed. I'm tired of, like, I wasn't there and I'm tired of talking about this silly ass shit. But also it's annoying when you're talking to something and you're saying something simple and it's going over somebody's head. It's like when Mark Lamont said, the words is not tricky to me, they tricky to you. You know what I mean? And I was just telling Fatima how I don't understand how Mark Lamont going to these rooms because I would be too frustrating talking to these people, and I understand that my understanding of things are so above their small minds that would just be too frustrating for me to do it. And I felt the same way here. Like, what he's saying is not complicated, but it's funny because we was watching it with her mother. She said the same thing. She said, I don't understand what the friction is. Like, what he said makes sense. It made sense to me immediately. And I think to most intelligent people, it made sense. So it had to be frustrating in the moment trying to explain this remedial concept again to this person who seems to be simple-minded.
I just want us to get back to dating. I think
Please.
Y'all not even in a place where is he offering you 50-50? You know what I mean?
Y'all
But also,
just met.
but not only that though, a lot of y'all will sit up on here and say that y'all don't want to go 50-50 with a man and be lying because there's somebody you would go 50-50 with.
Oh yeah, the line. What we have learned is the
Y'all
line.
be lying.
The line is movable.
It is,
and it moves all over
It
the
is.
place. And we talk to single people all the time and visibly see the line move. We can see it. It's like happening almost like in an Oculus, like a Facebook meta goggle.
In real time.
We can see the line moving. Y'all just depending on who he is or what he do or what he look like or how tall he is.
But y'all
want
want to tell me y'all ain't going 50-50. Which, okay, cool. You know what I mean? If that make you feel good, whatever. My feeling is this, and I believe in partnership. And I think that it's unfortunate that we are now shaming men into not wanting that either. A man shouldn't be reduced to his financial standings.
And it's so prevalent.
It is. It
right
is.
now.
And I'm saying that because I don't want a woman to be reduced to
Her looks.
I just don't. I'm saying that from that perspective. Do I believe that a man that you're with should want to provide for you? Yes. But I think providing could be a culmination of things that make sense for you.
But also, y'all have to realize that this life is so much bigger than that. I don't understand how y'all don't talk to people and real couples in real life that's doing, and you don't get that from them. We just watched the show we talked about called All Her Fault. And great show, by the way. And she's a prime example. On paper, she had everything. Ain't had to work for enough. She worked because she wanted to. But she didn't have to work for a goddamn thing. Had a beautiful house, had a child, he was making money hand over fist to the point where he was taking care of everybody in their family. And guess what? He was absent-minded. He wasn't thinking about her at all. Talk about being generous. Having means and being generous is two different things. He had all the means in the world. He was not generous with his money, with his time, with his thought. He wasn't generous at all. She was in a marriage by herself, but had everything. According to y'all list, that's what y'all looking for. You're so absent-minded of the actual intangibles that it takes to actually be together for a long time. It's weird.
But also, because on your list is not kindness, this man just said what he meant and meant what he said. And he can pay the cost to be the boss. So now what? This man said, I'll pay all the bills and I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. So now what? But being kind isn't on the list.
It's like,
you're less concerned with him being kind until he start talking to you in your kind of way.
Yeah.
And more concerned with whether or not he's going to go 50-50. It's just really, and I get it.
You have to understand
it, but I'm just
you have
like
to understand
tired.
there's so much more. There is so much more. Jeff Bezos just got a divorce. The richest man in the world got a divorce. She was done with that motherfucker.
And I don't even think it's about that. Like, I don't want to.
No, but they're making it about it.
I think
they're making it about it. That's what I'm saying. You have to realize that there's so much more. She didn't leave because she
he
he
wasn't providing.
That's my point. That's my point. Y'all so smart. Y'all so big, and everybody is so smart. It's so because it's exhausting. This must be the annoyance that Vince had in a moment because it's so remedial. And it's so immature when you're big adults and you've done life just as an individual.
Which I'm trying to set this up because I'm saying all that to say Asante then goes on a date with Steven and he is a teacher. So you are to believe he's going to be paying all the bills.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about? But that's what I mean, right? We have to be, the line moves and that's okay, right? That's real life. I just want y'all to be open to a moving line. Like I want y'all to be open to curating and creating something that's yours. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have the things that you want or whatever the case may be. I'm saying that you might have that shit today and he might have nothing in a few. Then what? You gonna leave him?
But if you're gonna, that part, and that's what I'm saying. But if you're going to have a standard. That's what we was talking about when we said that you have to operate by a set of terms, right? It cannot just be this fluid thing, right? Like if you have a standard and you want somebody to show up for you in a certain way, then hold on to it. Don't change it because he's now 6 foot and he works for Google.
But the truth is, we got to be honest. We got to be honest. It is going to change person to person, and I believe it should.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You saying your
core standards should never change. If you want somebody to show up for you, and that is that should be a standard in all of your dating. It shouldn't change because he looks good and he's taller. You know what I mean? Because we've seen that happen, right? Somebody that you require niceties from this person, but then when you get to another person and they giving you their ass to kiss, you accept it because they come with a different bag. That's silly to me.
Okay.
That's your core standards, especially when they have to specifically do. We just talked about it has to be specifically due to you. This is something that you need, right? You need a man who is kind and is mindful, right? That should be the standard no matter what man you meet, no matter what their tax bracket is, no matter what kind of clothes they wear, what car they drive. They should be a part of your core standards. Is they need to be kind and they need to be mindful. And what we see too often is these things are fluid. So you're constantly chasing after a new list depending on the person. That's what's frustrating to watch.
And it is. And I feel like, okay, so they all get down. I mean, Carday and Lauren talked, but bored. I really don't care. If she wasn't telling Carday to cut his hair, I really didn't care for the conversation. That's my truth, okay? They have they move on into the vault with the women and they talk about Vince and what he's been saying. So Vince got caught calling one of the women a bitch. So called this woman was Lauren. He called her big bitch, tall bitch, yellow bitch, blue bitch. Okay, he was calling her bitches, and they called it out. And they said he was calling you. She was like, "Well, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because," and come to find out he was calling her a bitch, which. That is, it's not funny.
I'm not laughing at
it's fun. It's not funny, but it's ironic.
Yes.
You know
ironic.
what I mean?
I use it to you talking to my wife.
He does talk to me. I'm
not in the world. The way I talk to my wife is a very intimate thing. I don't treat anybody else like I treat her. So I speak candidly to her
But
about
you can.
about a lot of things that I would never say to anybody else in the public. So
Right.
That don't,
So I'm saying all that to say, based on how you speak, how me and you have conversation. When you heard this grown man is having conversation, come to find out he was having a conversation with other men.
Yeah.
A man came back and told one of the women.
To me,
What are your thoughts?
It's like how we black people say the N-word. Like, should we say it? Probably not. Do we say it in intimate settings? Yes. You know what I mean? So I think I can understand it being offensive, but I also do feel like if you heard a lot of things that we say in the privacy of our spouse or in the privacy of our family, you would find it offensive.
I didn't really love it.
Because I do think that the context mattered of you saying the B word and calling someone the B word. And so what he said was, I wasn't calling her the B word. I was speaking flippantly like we all do in private. And I said the word. And I appreciated that he apologized for it because he understood how it can be offensive. You know what I mean? And I would too. Like, you know what I mean? I would also not want to get called on. That's why I tell my phone. My wife does this thing, true story, where she'll be on her phone and then she just puts her phone down and she doesn't make sure that it's off. She doesn't close it, and it's annoying, but it also is like a security thing, like because we talk candidly to each other. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want y'all to hear a lot of the shit that we talking about.
I know.
You know what I mean? And we talk candidly on here. You know what I mean?
Right. We are speaking really candidly.
But some stuff is not for public consumption because of the fact that it could be offensive to somebody that you know what I mean? That it's not in our presence, and it's not a thing that offends us. You know what I mean? And you have the freedom to speak freely in the privacy of your own home, especially with your spouse. You know what I mean? So,
but he was speaking with. He don't know these women and he don't know these men. But he was speaking with the men.
But it's no different from if you was around your girl and you say that N-word did this, woody woody whoop. You wasn't calling him an N-word. You just said the word.
No, so the problem is that I think that what you're saying is absolutely correct. I mean, I'm not saying absolutely correct, but I'm going with you with what you're saying because I understand it, right? Like I do it all the time. So part of me is like...
We all do.
He kind of got caught in some shit that I feel like we all do.
Yeah, I think we all do it. So I understand.
But I also feel like it felt really ugly because it's a group of women discussing him calling another woman a B-word. That felt ugly to me.
It felt ugly because it got public. But in the moment, like I said, when we do these things private, nobody is like highly offended by it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff, once it comes out.
But I would argue one of the men was offended by it. That's why they repeated it.
I don't believe they were.
Then why do you think they repeated it?
I believe that it was certain people do things to curry favor. And I believe that it was very much so done in that light. Because as a man who is frequently around other men who speak about women, I don't believe that you said something the other day a while ago, and it was about barbershop talk. And you say, I've never been in a barbershop where somebody was like, oh no, bro, don't say that. Don't be like that. I agree.
Yes.
I don't believe if it was, because as a man, if it was highly offensive to you in that moment, y'all have went to blows. People do, especially in the presence of women that they like. So
you're saying that the person who spread it
1,000%
was
intentionally doing stuff.
Ooh, drama.
I've seen men do it.
Yeah.
And go to blows over it. Like real corny shit.
I do think that's corny. And I do think him saying it was corny because he did not know these women. However, I think that you made a very valid point where like he just was talking out the side of his mouth. And that's just what he was doing. But him sitting down with Donna and explaining to Donna, like, I could be more aware of the things that I say. Like, I would say that that's an accurate critique. And even more than that, what he said where I thought, I like him. He said his daughter. He said, if somebody was talking about my daughter like that, that does not make me feel good. So that's another reason why I need to, like, I apologize for that kind of behavior. You know what I mean?
But
or like that behavior is not cool. I like that.
That's why I don't have no beef with Vince, because even when he's calling the carpet for stuff, he responds well. I feel like he handled that situation.
Yeah, like
well.
He doesn't have an issue with conflict.
I don't see it.
we've seen.
That we've seen. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? Even he's been called to the carpet almost for something else earlier in the season, and I felt like it would annoy the hell out of me. And he handled it. I feel like he handled it extremely well. I also think a lot of it is stuff that would be treated different if they were simply more attracted to him. Oh, he's saying the word sharp. It's annoying. Well,
right. You're absolutely. If Cardi was saying sharp, you wouldn't have thought it would.
Exactly.
Did we talk about Steven and Ashante? Well, I kind of glossed over it, but the point is, I thought they had a very cute date. And he's a teacher, and you will be going 50-50 with him. So God bless.
I mean, and it's not up for
and that's not an opinion. That's a fact. We live in a capitalist society. Unless he's also slinging, you know what I mean?
We know what
his tie-dye T-shirts for $250 a pop. You'll be there 50-50 in it.
And guess what? She won't have a problem with that, and that can be fluid.
But that's okay.
That's what we're talking about. That's not a core. You know what I mean?
Nobody would judge you.
If you gotta help your man do something, that's cool. And if you maybe wouldn't help another man do something, okay. You know what I mean?
Cool.
That's cool. Whatever.
Xavier got kicked off, and rightfully so. I think Vince is controversial, but I think Xavier is old and he's a mule.
He's an unmovable.
He's a mule. He's Eeyore. He don't even seem like he happy. Are you even happy to be here?
He don't seem like he has fun, or the fun that our age group has. That's what I mean by he's a real old soul. Like,
and I feel like he wore the same outfit like 4 times.
He probably did because he also doesn't buy clothes. You know what I mean? He one of them like he don't buy. Well, shopping. What's that? He's not taking you shopping. I can tell you that.
But he was hype. He was on a date with Dominique, and Dominique shut that shit down real quick.
Also, she did a good job of it. She was holding his hand. She gave him eye contact. You know, she had Riz even in that moment because until he got let go, he thought he was going somewhere with that date.
And she said, "You're not ready to love.
You're not ready to love. But one day you might be." She even let him down soft.
She really did.
I appreciate it.
She really did. This episode was fascinating, and also, I just like Ready to Love. That's my truth. I really do love this show, and I think that it has so much potential to be really, really great. I almost wish they were on a bigger network.
They need to be.
I think it would do wonders for them. I really, really do like this show. I like the concept. I think it's fun to see black people in their element and dating and loving on each other. And your girl is tired. I don't know if y'all could tell. Please buy us a coffee, okay? The link will be below. Show us some love and our super thanks and everything like that. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming on through and chatting with us on the Conner's Couch. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor, and this is my beautiful husband, Joseph. We'll see you beautiful mother devils later. Bye.